What is going on, everybody? Lieutenant Gold here. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, and hope you guys are hyped up for the UPA Week 3 versus JB. Good buddy JB. He's been on channel before. You guys know who he is already. I've hyped up this man many times already. But it's gonna be admin against admin. I hope you guys are so prepared, and hope you guys are excited as I am. We're gonna beat this guy. I'm really pumped up. Anyways. Week 3 versus JB. He has a very threatening team, and we're gonna have to pull out some tech here and there. You're gonna see the team. I'm really excited because you know what? I was like, this is the week. We're gonna bring out some tech. We're gonna take him by surprise, and it's gonna be a fun game. You know. Let me go ahead and put his team on the right hand side here. He has the Latias, the Tapu Koko, the Buzzwole, Mamoswine, Incineroar, Roserade, Aggron, Drifblim, Bouffalant, Cramorant, and the GMX Blastoise. Koko Latias is a really good combination. Buzzwole is a very big threat physically for my team, although I have a Galarian Zapdos, so I don't think he's gonna be bringing it, but otherwise it's a very big fist. Like, I was scared that it was gonna be like a fist F wall. Mamoswine, I have such a trouble prepping for Mamoswine all the time. I feel like it's one of those Pokemons for me personally where it's just so hard to prep. Both his stabs hit almost anything neutrally. The wall that I have made on this team, like it does so much damage offensively. It's just so hard to switch in and predict stuff like that. So I always have trouble with Mamoswine personally, and it's the hand of JB, which I know he's a really good battler. It's gonna be very difficult. Incineroar, I'm hoping he's bringing Incineroar so that way we can trigger the Defiant boost thanks to his Intimidate, although I'm pretty sure he's smarter than that and might bring Blaze instead, but we'll see. Roserade, man, Roserade, I don't think my team struggle with Roserade that much, so I don't think he's going to be bringing it, but it hits super duper hard. It's definitely a big threat, something you have to prep for 100%. Aggron, I know he's been trying to bring Aggron for the longest. It hits really hard. Don't think he's going to be bringing against me, but it does hit like a trunk. Drifblim is something I'm really scared of. The last time we battled, he brought Sap Sipper Jellicent and just stalled me out, so I'm really scared he's going to be doing the same thing with the Drifblim, just a bulky fist step Drifblim thanks to the Electric Seed. That's not something I want to under prep for because it can literally freaking sweep me. Bouffalant is a Bouffalant, hits pretty hard, but I don't think he's gonna be bringing it. Cramorant is a freaking meme, and Blastoise GMAX is a threat, although he does not have Shell Smash. I'm going to go over my team really quickly. I'll go over the Pokemons I brought, and then we're going to head on to the battle. My team consists of Weavile, Galarian Zapdos, Entei, Metagross, Flygon, Slurpuff, Vaporeon, regular Rotom, Blossom, Pinsir, and lastly, Garbodor GMAX. You're going to see like a whole little snippet from the draft analysis on the screen here. So first hand, Latias is a big threat. I'm assuming he's going to be either Specs or max HP, like a Calm Mind set-ish. I'm assuming he's going to be like just max speed, either max HP and some special attack, or max special attack, 3 attacks and stuff like that. That's what I think he's going to be bringing, with like defog and stuff. Tapu Koko, I feel like offensively just pressures my team a lot, just because my ground type is a Flygon, which you can see on the screen here, making its debut. No, it's coming twice, I believe. Coming back, yeah, it's coming once already. So Electric Spam can be revenged by him going for a Fairy type move, which is super effectively. Buzzwole, like I mentioned earlier, can be a really good Fizz Def wall for things like Flygon, for things like Weavile, things like Garbodor, I suppose, Pinsir, Blossom. It just switches in really well, and can potentially set up with like a sub bulk up set. Mamoswine, like I said earlier, I have a hard time switching into it. Things like Zapdos doesn't want to switch into it. Entei has a hard time. Metagross has a hard time. Flygon definitely struggles. Blossom struggles. Sorry, GMAX Garbodor struggles, so it's definitely something I have to be careful and be mindful of. Although I have a couple tricks up my sleeve, so we'll see. Incineroar, I do hope he brings. It does have a good matchup, but for me, it has a good matchup versus me, but I also have a good matchup against it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. It's definitely a good anti-weavile check though. And I went over the rest of his team, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. But I think the 6 he's going to bring is Lottie, Coco, Mamoswine, Incineroar, Driblim, Blastoise. I think those are the 6, although I can see a Roserade coming for sure, and I can see Buzzwole coming as well. Now, going over the team I brought, I'm going to pull out my handy dandy notes like I do every single week. It's going to be Zim, Flygon coming back a second time here. It's going to be basically just a great revenge killer. Could kind of come in if the Lottie isn't Scarf, and if the Coco isn't Scarf, I kind of outspeed his whole team. So that's going to be something I do want to pressure his team a lot with. U-turn is great for momentum. Earthquake and Outrage is awesome stab. It allows me to hit the Lottie with the Outrage, Earthquake with the Coco, which both hit me super effectively. Plus, just an Outrage coming out from a Flygon isn't going to do anyone any good. His ground resist is a Buzzwole, so we have Aerial Ace, and Roserade, which doesn't appreciate Earthquakes at all. So, speed is going to be there for the Roserade, by the way, in case he wants to be Scarf Roserade, which I believe is base 90, so we should outspeed everything. We have to be careful with the Mamoswine because it does have Ice Shard, and we have a, we have a hard time switching into that period, so, the rest is going to be an HP, just because leftover HP, why not? And now this is where we start with the shenanigans. Do you see this Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos spread? I'm telling you, I hit the lab. I went full on Dexter, dude. Hit the lab this week, pull on some heat. We're gonna have weakness policy Galarian Zapdos with agility, Thunderous Kick, Throat Chop, Stomping Tantrum. We don't even need Bird Stab, bro. We don't even need it. There's a Buzzwole, but we don't even need it. The speed is gonna be for Scarf Latias. After I agility up, it also allows me to outspeed Timid Coco, so that way I can, of course, because Scarf Lady is faster, but it allows me to basically outspeed everything on his team after I go for agility, excluding priority moves. This Spreadef allows me to live a Psychic from max special attack Lottie, as well as a non-specs max special attack Modest Dazzling Gleam from Coco. If he is, I don't think I live a Modest Thunderbolt from Coco. I think it's just Timid. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But I mean, I'm very, very bulky, which is great. The attack allows me to kill the Lottie with Throat Chop at +2, thanks to the weakness policy, as well as kill the Coco with Tantrum. So this is just going to be a really good set. I mean, late game, I can pretty much win, or I can tear a hole in his team and then go in and sweep in with Flygon afterwards. I just need to make sure that either A, he doesn't have Ice Shard on Mamoswine, which he will 100%, so B, the Mamoswine is dead. Basically, that's the only way I can get a clear sweep with this, because if he goes for Ice Shard, I live all the hits I mentioned by like 5%, so I have to make sure that I go for the kill, basically. But that's gonna be the episode. I'm really, really excited. I really hope it's gonna put in some work. I really, really hope for that. Next up, we have Reinhardt, the Metagross with Assault Vest, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mesh, Zen Headbutt, and Earthquake with 124 HP, 108 attack, max spread F, and 24 speed. I almost put, I think it's called Steel Roller. Oop, nope. I think it's called Steel Roller. Steel Roller. I almost put Steel Roller because he does have a Coco, but I think that was too much of a situational move that I just went with Meteor Mesh instead, because I could potentially get the attack boost too. This Spreadef here allows me to live 2 specs Modest Thunderbolt from Coco, as well as any hit from Lottie. I think even if he goes for like Mystical Fire, it's like a 3-hit KO, if any. I think it's 3 or 4-hit KO, which is crazy because it's super effective. The attack is to allow Metagross to 2-hit KO the Buzzwole if he is not max HP. So I think if he's in like 200 HP, I believe, I 2-hit KO. I can also easily comment in Roserade. I don't know if you guys hear that helicopter. Boom, 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 boom. I can easily chew hits from Roserade. So, great Laddie switch in, great Coco switch in, great Roserade switch in. And the stabs here are going to be good to hit his entire team. I threw an Earthquake for the Aggron because I didn't really know what else to put, as well as for the Incineroar. Because I was debating between that and Thunder Punch, I think, for the Blastoise, but Earthquake was better. Does it even get Thunder Punch? Okay, it does. Yeah, Earthquake is just better overall. Yeah, that's going to be the Metagross. Let's go ahead and go over Vaporeon. So this is my Mamo switch-in, quote-unquote switch-in. Guys, if Mamoswine goes for Earthquake, if he is Adamant Choice Banded, with this spread here, and even if I am max HP, max defense, he does 72% min, I believe. I think it's like 72 to 85. That sounds about right. He always 2-hit KOs. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Icicle Crash, if after rocks, I believe has a chance to 2-hit KO, which is wild. It's a resisted hit. That's why we have leftovers, because we are technically able to live. We are able to live certain hits, like we're able to live Adamant Choice Banded Earthquake after rocks plus 2 spikes, thanks to the leftovers plus Protect. We can live hits and stuff like that. Wish is going to be great for supporting the whole team. Things like the Metagross, which would like to stay healthy. Things like the Zapdos, which needs to stay healthy in order to sweep. And as well as the rest of the team, plus Vaporeon and able to chew hits and just stay alive longer. Toxic to make sure we toxic things like the Lottie so we don't get swept. Things like the Blastoise because it's a big Pokemon. This is also my Blastoise switch-in, by the way, because he can't really touch me for he can't really touch me. That's why we have Protect as well. Not only is it better for us to get longevity plus get some toxic turns racked up, it's also to stall some Gmax turns. And then lastly we have Scald. Stab move does pretty good damage, plus it could burn things, so burning the Buzzwole would be great, burning the Mamoswine would be great, burning the Blastoise, because why not? Just burn this whole team. If whatever we don't toxic, we're gonna burn. That's going to be Hollister, the Vaporeon. Shoutouts to Shay for the nickname. Next we have Slurpuff. The Webster the Slurpuff holding an Electric Seed with Sticky Webs, Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower, Max HP, 52 SpDef, 4 Special Attack, 132 SpDef, and 68 Speed. So, I first threw in Slurpuff because I wanted webs, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be Slurpuff, we'll get back to it later. And after I made the team, I was like, alright, what the fuck am I doing with Slurpuff? And I was like, how can I wanted it to be Sash, but I kind of wanted to live hits too, but I still wanted my burn, so I was like, you know what, he's definitely bringing Coco. We're gonna go ahead and put Electric Seed on it. It's gonna be our lead. If he leads Coco, which it seems like he would either lead Coco or Aggron if he brings it, or Mamoswine. If he leads any of those, we're gonna get the seed popped. We're gonna get a +1 defense. Then we're gonna go for Calm Minds, and we're gonna try to chip his team as much as we can. Basically like a suicide lead, but set up at the same time. I don't know. And I decided to put Calm Mind. At first I thought about Belly Drum, but then I realized that Calm Mind would be better for me to be able to set up on the Coco, for example. Plus a special spread looked kind of nice for like Flamethrower for the Buzzwole, and Flamethrower for the Aggron, and the Roserade. Just Flamethrower overall looked really good. Plus Dazzling Gleam for Stab. So that's going to be the Slurpuff. Kind of just a lead, Sticky Webs, and then kind of see where we want to position it later. Kind of see from there. I thought it would be a really fun set to bring. Lastly, our last heat of the day, quote unquote heat, because it's not that much of a heat, but it's just a cool bring, is going to be, I forgot to mention the Slurpuff. The speed is going to be able to outspeed Coco at +2, unless he's Scarf Coco, of course. Just want to make sure I mentioned that. Rotom, Expert Belt Rotom with Shadow Ball, Rising Voltage, Volt Switch, and Pain Split because I didn't know what else to put. Speed is going to be there for Roserade, so we have to be max. Rising Voltage for that extra damage. If you look at Rising Voltage, it doesn't mention that we have to be on the ground. It just mentions as oh, what happened? It just mentions that the target has to be on the ground. The target is grounded in electric terrain. So we technically don't have to be grounded, just a target. And his only non-grounded targets are Latias, Drifblim, and Cramorant. Both Latias and Drifblim I'm shadowballing anyways, and Cramorant's gonna die to a Volt Switch. So it's gonna be a win-win. With this set, after rocks, I believe it OHKOs the Blastoise in electric terrain. It's ridiculous. This is just a crazy set. Both stabs look amazing. Rising Voltage is extremely spammable. Shadow Ball is extremely spammable. He doesn't really have a great switch in for both of those, except for like AV Bufala, and then even then, the rest of my team kind of deals with that really, really well. So, yeah, that's gonna be the team. Let's go ahead and get into the battle right now. Alright everyone, let's get into the battle. Unfortunately we had to play on Showdown. We played kind of late. We actually played like 3 days ago from this recording, 4 days ago, from you watching the battle, I mean. Just with the holidays and RL stuff happening on my end, just really hard time kind of scheduling. Yeah, but not gonna get into that too much. So that's why we're gonna be battling on Showdown. It was actually a really good game, which is unfortunate. It was actually a really solid game. We looking at this team, we don't see the oh shoot, I don't have this team pulled up here on this end. Hold on tight, guys. Okay, we don't see the aggro, which is nice. We don't see the Roserade too, which is great, and we don't see the Buzzwole. That's amazing. No Buzzwole means that things like Earthquake is pretty spammable. I know he has 2 flying types. Things like fighting moves is also, well, I guess not really spammable because he has 2 resist, 2 resist and immunity. But you know what I mean. But that also means that we could potentially see, we can use the Zapdos tech. Looking at his team, his only Stealth Rocker is Mamoswine, and I don't think he's going to want to lead with it. So I'm going to go ahead and lead Slurpuff, hoping he's going to lead Coco. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, cool. Hoping that he's going to lead Coco, and we're going to be able to kind of set up our webs early on. We're going to be able to set up Calm Mind and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and go into that. Ooh, we're on fast, out of habit. So we're gonna go ahead and see that he does eat the Coco, and we get a comment right off the bat on the taunt. I wanted to make sure that I can live a lot of hits. We'll do Dazzling Gleam, and it's gonna 2 KO. He's gonna switch out as we shoot up that Thunderbolt into the Blastoise. I wanted to stay in and kind of see what he's gonna go for, and see how much damage I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Dazzling Gleam and do a good amount. He's gonna Cannonade in, start Ship us down, realize that I can either set up my webs and sack, or I can just switch into Vaporeon because it's a really easy switch. So that's what we're gonna do, switch into Vaporeon, kind of chew up some more hits, and then just go ahead and protect, just to make sure that his last turn Gigantamax is pretty much nullified. He's gonna go for Max Strike, which I think is Giga Impact or Hyper Beam, which is a really cool bring, but we're not gonna take anything. For 3 weeks in a row, Vaporeon's gonna get trade-off Toxics with a bulky water. It's specialty at this point. Getting Toxicing back, the classic. Here we're gonna switch. I'm gonna pause here. I switch into my Flygon, expecting, I don't know why, maybe a double Toxic. I think I was expecting to switch into the Coco. I was expecting him to switch into Coco because it would make sense, right? You go Coco on the water type and kind of threaten it, and then go for a U-turn, stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the jump on it. I'm gonna go Flygon, and then I'm gonna go. I'll U-turn after that. This dude Ice Beams. He Ice Beams, and we live. I don't know how, but we live on 1 HP. Guys. We live on 1 HP and then die to hell. The emotions that was going through me. That was. Oh man, we lived on 1 and then we died to hell. Oh man, R.I.P. Flygon, man. He's really trying his best. He's really trying his best. But Flygon's gonna go down, unfortunately. We're gonna go into Rotom here because his Shadow Ball switching is non-existent, except it's right in front of me because he freaking lives. And we take 63% from his Scald. That's ridiculous. He's gonna go into Incineroar here. I'm just gonna Volt Switch. I was like, oh, maybe he's Scarred. But he was not. Predicting the knockoff, after that I go into Slipperough. I knew I was going to live this because it's both resisted and now you lost our item. And we are faster, so we can get our Seaglibs up. Here we're going for Thunder's Kick. This guy has a Chompel Berry. What the heck? He came prepared for, and dude, what? All my texts, he came prepared for everything. Which means he lives, of course. And he goes for a Will-O-Wisp. You know, I hate it here. I really do. We're gonna go for a Thunderous Kick here. He's gonna go into Lottie, so we live here always. We always live. The maximum percent he can do is 87%, which, spoiler alerts, is what he gets. So he can either A, go for any other role he would have gone. We would have lived and then live a burn after that. We would have, well, I guess, I think any other role, like a middle to lower role, we would have lived and been able to live another turn of burn. Sorry guys, but we don't, unfortunately. So we can either do half with the dark move, which I can't think of at the moment, throw chop, or we can big ball it and go for agility. And you already know we go for agility. Pop our weakness policy for no reason and die. Here we're gonna go to Metagross, and he's doing little or no damage. This is what Metagross was for. I should have probably went into that first, but whatever. We're gonna 2-hit KO the Lottie. We're at 41% now. I'm expecting him to kill me, but he goes for Hex and doesn't. So we're gonna get a little bit of chip thanks to the Meteor Mash plus Bullet Punch. Don't get a single attack boost, cause fuck me. And here it doesn't look winnable, right? Here it's gonna look pretty rough. He still has a Mamoswine. My Vaporeon is toxic. My chair is squeaking all over the place. It's driving me crazy. But we go for Shadow Ball, we knock it out. So here it's a 50-50, right? Because he can go Coco and I'll be faster thanks to the webs, I believe, because that's what he told me. Or he goes Mamoswine. It's a 50-50, because if he goes Coco, I can potentially bring it back, because I know Vaporeon can eat a hit, and it could potentially kill the Mamoswine. Or if he goes Mamoswine, it'd be another 50-50, because if he Ice Shards, I can go Vaporeon, and then maybe live another Earthquake after that. Or if he Earthquake expecting the Vaporeon, yeah, you know what I mean. So it's gonna be a lot 50-50s, because he does go Mamoswine here. I forget that the webs activate, so I thinking he's faster. I go for Pain Split, because I'm whatever. I'll just go for Pain Split. Get back up to 93%. What the fuck? As he's gonna go for Icicle Crash, and we live. So we go for Shadow Ball here. Get 50% off, drop his spit off, it doesn't matter anymore. He doesn't miss Icicle Crash, unfortunately. We're gonna go Vaporeon here, and he does little to no damage. He does flinch me, which is unfortunate, not game changing at all. He goes another Icicle Crash, I'm like, please don't flinch me. We go for Wish, we get a little bit of chip damage, we know we live another one. He doesn't miss a single Icicle Crash. As we kill him with Scald, we go all the way back up to about 50% after Toxic and everything. He goes Coco here, and that's, I mean, he has to like be if he's Wall Charge, we might be able to live, or if he's like mid speed or whatever, because we kill with Skull from this range. If he's physical Coco, we might be able to live one, although I doubt it, but he is not. He goes for Thunderbolt, and that is game. Really close game. A lot of 50-50s. It might not look like it, but a lot of 50-50s. Towards the end game, because depending on what moves he went for, because he turns out he was Scarf Mamoswine, so he couldn't lock himself into Earthquake because of the Rotom, so he had to go for Icicle Crash and hope he doesn't miss, which he didn't, which is unfortunate for us. But yeah, I said 50-50s way too many times in this freaking video, and I've rambled way too much. So we're gonna be 1-2 with a -1, I believe, differential. So we're man, we're powering through, guys. We're powering through. All of our games have been so close, so close. Next week we battle Shay, another one of the homies. Super excited. His team is both a wacky and threatening, and I'm super scared. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I might have some plans for the near future for other than League content, and I hope you guys are super duper excited. Make sure also to like down below and subscribe, so that way you can kind of know what things I have going on, and you can stay updated and stuff like that. I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.